watching a B.A.S.S. presentation.
Well, here we go. 3 days left in the 2024 Bassmaster Elite Series season. The Angler of the Year race, Rookie of the Year race, Classic Cut Line, and more. So much drama that we saw unfold on day one. Some of that will still come to fruition today before we make the cut to the top 50. There's your proposed Angler of the Year leader coming into the event. Justin Hamner now finds himself in third place. Such, thank you guys for joining us this morning on the Great Lakes Finesse pre-show on Facebook and YouTube. Got 6 cameras out there today. We've got a little bit of dual approaches to it. We are covering the tournament with our top 3 in the standings and covering Angler of the Year with our top 3 there as well. And Such, those races got very tight.
You know it, Ronnie. Jacob Foss with the 7th place is now leading Angler of the Year with 749 points. Chris Johnston's 15th. He's 2 back. Hamner was 29th. A lot of headroom. Is 3 points back. And even Corey Johnston is just 19 back. But he's pretty topped out in 4th place. And our Rookie of the Year, McKinney, took over the lead. Wesley Gore's in 2nd place now, 13 points back of him. Big jumble, a lot of important fish going to be caught today.
58 20-pound bags yesterday. So if you caught 20 pounds even and thought that should be decent enough to be in that cut, not really. 40 pounds will probably be at least what it takes to make the cut. We saw some big bass. We saw a 615 come across the scales from Joey Cifuentes yesterday. 26 pounds, leads it from Taku Ito. Got guys like Robert G, Kyoyo Fujita ending their season so strong, making the Classic, locking those things up. But like we said, the Angler of the Year race, 3 anglers, Jacob Fouts, Chris Johnston, and Justin Hamner, all within 3 points of each other. Everyone had high expectations of Chris Johnston coming in. He felt like he let us down, but we got to hear from him this morning.
All right, day 2, St. Lawrence River, the best smallmouth fishery in North America. And a little disappointed yesterday with 23, and frustrating day, as you guys saw, that just I couldn't get the fish to bite. Frustrating because I know I'm throwing at 28 pounds all day, and just couldn't connect. So really torn on what to do. With a shortened day, I don't know whether to go straight, go out to the main docks. I could probably catch 22, 23 out there, or do I go fish some of the same fish I fished today, and there's potential to get 28 pounds there. But I could also only catch 3 bass. So I'm a little torn, or I can run another direction and go fish some different waters. So if I only had 2 or 3 areas, it'd be easy because I just put my head down and go fishing. But it's all about decisions in this one because it's a long run, like I said, not a lot of time to fish, but I got a lengthened day today, 4:30 check-in, so that should help me. And I'm gonna stop in the river on probably 2 spots. I caught a couple in practice. I didn't fish it yesterday because I was in a rush to get to where I wanted to start and they didn't bite. So today I'm going to take my time getting there. There's no one else fishing those fish. So I'm going to hit 1 or 2 places in the river. Ideally, get 2 or 3 big ones in the river, and then that takes the pressure off and I can just go fishing the rest of the day. And we're going to see what happens. Due back in at 4:30. Need 5 big brown ones.
It's close, but I feel good because I actually have room. I have a lot of room to move up. You know, I'm in 29th place, and I can move up a pretty good bit. And them boys, they're in the top, so they got to stay in the top. You know what I mean? They can't. They don't really have that room to move up very much more. But I got plenty of room, and I'm about to crack them. Like, I got a little hurried, a little rushed yesterday. I mean, straight up, I was just jacked up, ready to crack them. With everything going on, and then being in the lead for AOI, and then you got a 2-hour drive. When you get there, I was fired up. So I'm just gonna slow down a little bit today. I think I know where they went. Like, my fish were up shallower. They moved out a little bit deeper. So, and we have that long day today, so we'll actually be able to move around a little bit and find them. We're gonna crack a bag.
Talk to me about your bait selection.
Today is kind of a Tennessee River strategy. I'm gonna go run to a big community hole with a bunch of 5-pounders on it, and I'm gonna sit there and milk it for all it's worth. and hopefully it keeps reloading and I can keep catching some. I caught 6 of them there yesterday, and the smallest one I caught was a 4-pounder. So if I can catch 5, they'll be the right ones, but you just gotta catch 5 of them. They're hard to catch.
And what's the bait? What are we using?
Mainly, I'll be throwing a Damiki rig. I can't see these fish on my screen. I'm just throwing at targets, and they're coming up off the bottom and eating my Damiki rig. I'm hovering it above. So a lot of Canadians call it moping, but I call it Damiki rig fishing, where you cast at rocks and then they come up out of the rocks to eat it.
A little bit change the wind, so I will go to the lake and the 2-hour driving, and the only fishing I think the 3.5 hour, 3.5 or 4 hour. So but I will go to the lake and hopefully big fish. So but change the wind today, so I don't know, the always fish moving a lot. So sometimes nothing, sometimes many fish. So I hope big fish coming today.
Are we hoping for calm water?
Yeah, calm water is perfect for me. But today a little bit too, and tomorrow worst. So I think today it's okay. Tomorrow, I hope. Yeah, thank you.
A lot of factors going into this tournament. Not only did they only have 2 days of practice, you have a 90-minute run at minimum one way, so spending about half your day, Such, 4 hours of your day running at least, especially if you go out in the lake, especially if it's not as calm as it was yesterday. Great conditions to run yesterday. We saw some anglers struggle to make it back to weigh-in on time. You have a lot of mechanical things that come into play. And then when you get there, like Justin Henner said, sometimes you can feel rushed, and especially with the pressure of Angler of the Year, having the guys behind you that you do, some guys felt a little bit of pressure. Let's take a look at those progressive Angler of the Year points. As it tightened up yesterday, big time, Justin Henry came in with a 13-point lead over Chris Johnston and a 19-point lead over Jacob Fouts. But with Fouts being in the top 10 of this tournament, he has taken the lead. Chris Johnston's in the teens, around 15th place. He falls in line in second where he was, and only 2 points out of the lead. Justin Hamner in the 20s is now third. But like he said, a lot of room for him to move up today. And remember, the official points was he has to beat Chris Johnston by 13 spots. He has to beat Jacob Fouts by 19 spots when it all comes said and done. Or they have to beat him by that much in this tournament.
Hamner's got a good outlook. I think he caught a 5+ yesterday late and figured things out where he found his bigger fish. So maybe he will, as he says, crack up today.
And we saw Chris Johnston be real frustrated with his day, and that was
23 pounds.
Below expectations. To think that a top 15 or so is worse than expectations, that just goes to show you his dominance. We mentioned it yesterday. Every day previous on the Elite Series, he had been in the top 10. Gonna make a blemish on that record, but top 15's not too shabby. He has some room and some work to do today.
Jacob Fouts with 24, Ronnie. He could stay up in there and keep those points.
Mark Zona mentioned it yesterday, though, with the wind projected this weekend. Fouts and some other guys we saw yesterday and on the map, whether they were on camera or not, it could be tricky if their area is one that they're going to rely on this weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that, and he'll clue us in on exactly what places are going to be dicey. But another good day of weather, it seems, today. Anglers are heading down there. We're getting some live footage from some cameras as they make their way down. And like we said, we're going to see Taku Ito, Robert G, Kiyoya Fujita. They are 1, 2, 3 in the tournament, and we will be with Fouts, Johnston, and Hamner 1, 2, 3 in AOY. Trey McKinney, like we talked about earlier, took command of the Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year race. Wesley Gore had a great day, so he has moved into second.
There's a bunch of movement near the classic cut spot of 42nd. Greg Hackney, who's 51st, has fallen into 42nd. Tyler Rivette's right behind him. Welcher's behind him. Guys like Brandon Pollock had a disaster yesterday, and Jason Christie didn't get a limit.
Yeah, absolutely. That was some devastating news for some guys, and some guys also who needed a decent event this week ended up coming in subpar in the bottom 10. So they will need a big bag today. A lot of people are thinking about Bryant Smith's giant bag from last year.
Hard to come back here.
26, 27, 28, and maybe they can dig out of their hole. This is how it looked yesterday at the weigh-in. Taku Ito, Robert G, Kiyoya Fujita. This is actually unofficial right now. Those three are still running, so they haven't changed. But Keith Combs fishing in the river, already with a catch. We've got Corey Johnston, Shane LeHue also in the mix. Patrick Walters, correct on that, Such. You said 20 pounds even for Walters on Bass Track. Would he be more? No doubt about it. Almost 25.
You guys said he'd be more.
Coverage begins in just a few minutes. 5 minutes from now, Tommy Sanders, Mark Zona will lead the show on Bassmaster.com. We will be there all day long, bringing you coverage of the top 6 cameras, the Humminbird Bassmaster Elite.